My name is Karen Beers, and along with my husband, Dean, we are associates in forensic investigations. This is our updated course on PI and client ethics. This has been updated from 1 hour of continuing education to 1.75 hours. This is for the new and experienced investigator. We will cover important ethics with attorney-clients, including master the legal framework, navigate evidence and conduct rules, apply ethics to real-world scenarios, evaluate pretexting strategies, and much more. What we will cover in this course, and be sure to have your course PDF handout ready to follow and take notes for the quizzes and exams. Ethics and professional licensing. Ethics and rules of evidence. Common rules run afoul. Specific to the rules of professional conduct, investigators. Included in your course PDF handout is a bonus, Our Agency Ethics, compiled from ethics found in state licensing, associations, and certifications.
So let's talk about the licensing requirements to start with. And I've touched on this extensively in our other ethics course, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. But generally speaking, there's state and local licensing. There's no national licensing. There are national certifications and state certifications, both for just general investigation as well as certain specialized areas. I'll touch on this in the next chapter. With the exception of 5 states, that's our own Colorado, in Wyoming, Alaska, South Dakota, and Idaho, every other state has licensing. So there's 45 states with licensing, 5 states without. And the ones that do not have licensing may have licensing locally. So in particular larger cities. So I know Alaska's that way, I know that Idaho's that way, and I know that Wyoming's that way. Wyoming for sure has licensing, Cheyenne is licensing. So, entrapment and misleading conduct. Generally speaking, as I mentioned in our previous course, that more basic course of investigation, entrapment is something that applies more towards agents of government, such as law enforcement, and less than to investigators in the legal sense. But the previous and are held to the same standard of entrapment and those rules that happen. One of those, for example, is that in ethics, all associations prohibit entrapment of any kind, even though it's like I said, an agent of the government, legal protection for people. We are bound by that under the rules of professional conduct as well. For example, it's unethical to create a situation that person would not otherwise act. And for example, in surveillance, that's called roping. And an example of that might be you put down a $10, $20, $100 bill somewhere where a person's going to see it, they have a bad back injury, and they're going to reach down and pick it up. That's a little more minor. So let's start in this chapter with the attorney-investigator relationship, which is what this really is all about in this course. There are many issues involved for investigators working with attorneys in the ethics. And as I've said before, it's important for us at least, and those our colleagues that we work closely with, we all think the same thing. We treat every case as if we're working for an attorney, even if you're working for a private individual when it comes to our ethics and standards. In other words, we do everything the same. And that's because we should. It keeps a protocol, it keeps things consistent, and it also keeps everything as far as our evidence and information we gather usable should any attorney be hired or anything. So as I've mentioned, we have state, national, international associations in those ethics. We have specialized associations in those ethics. But then we have the attorney associations as affiliate investigators. Now, I just mentioned this in the last slide, but let me just expand on that a little bit here. So let's start with talking about some rules specific for you, the investigator. I've talked about entrapment quite a bit. I just want to cover some closing points on this. That basically your interview, your investigation, your conversations, whatever it is you're doing with another person, or your observations of another person, like if you're doing surveillance, things like that, they can't be coerced or even condone for that matter. If you subcontract, or even if your attorney client asks you to do something that would be coerced or some kind of thing, just don't do it. You can't be enticing people to do things that they wouldn't do in their normal course of everyday personal life, business, work, things like that. And you shouldn't create a situation that would not otherwise exist. I also want to wrap up and touch base a little bit more on communication, just to clarify some things. You're precluded from contacting anybody that's represented. You can find more of our courses right here on this platform under your student profile, and you could also supplement your courses with any of our books. We have them at www.privateinvestigations.org. I have that link right here on the screen for you. You can go there and find out more about some of the resources we use and make available or have found. Make yourself easier, as well as ordering our books. Our books are discounted from when I used to buy them on Amazon, plus you get them direct from us, customized to you. Before I go, again, on behalf of Karen and myself, thank you very much. Uh, Here is our contact information, as well as things that we do in the private investigator expert consultation sector outside of our courses and books. So feel free to look us up, reach out to us if we can help you in any way. We certainly appreciate it. Again, thank you very much for taking the courses, and find more on this platform. So if you really like this course, we recommend looking into our other courses on this platform, including this one here. And don't forget, you can always find our digital interactive catalog at this web address. Thanks, and see you at the next course.